coming to you today. You got another block builder session. Yours truly, Lady Hurricane, will be leading. I do have my brothers in here with me. So if y'all will, bros, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
It's the one and only Cam Campbell.
I am T. Bro G.
Already. And again, Lady Hurricane, the title today will be Push Through Pain. Our scripture will be coming from Psalms 57:2. And that scripture reads, I will cry unto God most high, unto God that performeth all things for me. Again, the title is Push Through Pain. And I know a lot of times we seem to, do a lot of talking and, expounding a little more, but this session we want to be slightly different. Of course, me and my bros gonna give you guys our words of encouragement, and then we'll go ahead and start. So Cam, give them the words of encouragement.
Man, keep pushing. If you got a business, keep hustling. If you're a motivator, keep motivating. If you're a pastor, keep preaching. If you're a man that's lost, you will be found.
Renew your mind daily, baby. Time don't stop, grind don't stop.
And again, the title is Push Through Pain. If that ain't motivation, I don't know what is. Mm-hmm. And I say that because we all, at some point or another go through pain. Whether it be, being a kid, you fall, you scrape your knee. Whether you were riding a skateboard, whether you were on your bicycle, whether you were pushed by, one of your friends at school, or however, a slip and fall. We've all experienced some form of pain. And so my first pointer would be bruise. Bro T, I seen the way you look. Mm-hmm. Expound on what bruised is.
Well, I'm going to tell you, before I expound on it, man, it hurt. A bruise hurt. It's going to hurt. And it's something that you got. Maybe you was roughhousing. You was trying to do something and some type of freak accident happened. But a bruise is a bruise and it hurt.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they don't even go away.
Ooh.
I got bruises to this day from whoopings. Anyway, I'm sorry, but my bad. Yeah. But I got bruises from actually, from hurting myself, from trying to hurt others. I've actually hurt myself trying to hurt others and bruised me. So it's like bruises. They come in all shapes and forms, but tough it out.
Right.
Let me ask you this. You talking about mental bruises, emotional bruises, or physical bruises? Because all bruises, whether they be mental, physical, or emotional. Bruise are like an emotional bruise. Mm-hmm. Oh, a mental bruise. Oh man, I think it take a little more time to get over a mental bruise than anything. Emotional bruise, man, all you got to do is just, you feel that way? Bet. A mental bruise, man, you think about that one. That bruise will never go away. You gonna tell somebody about how you got that bruise. Yeah. I'm gonna testify to you, young man.
Hey, because look, that's exactly what I was saying. Well, you ain't gonna tell them to testify on it. That's basically what it'll be after you get over it, right?
Yeah.
After you get over the bruise, because sometimes it's difficult to talk about it while you're being bruised.
Mm-hmm. That's all I say when I can't talk when I'm being bruised. I'm telling you.
You know what that sound like to me? When y'all be in the chair getting your hair cut, and them clippers
back of the neck,
and them clippers feature.
Stay still, boy. Stay still.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So my first pointer was bruised simply because, that's one way of experiencing pain. You heard the bros speak in regards to experiencing painful bruises. And so, again, it could be a slip and a fall. It could be, you pinched your skin. It was twisted the wrong way. A carpet burn or a cement, scrape.
A paper cut.
They hurt. My next form of pain would be considered battered. Give me a little bit on that one, bro G.
That would be more like a more intense, like actually, like hit with something. I would say.
So again, a bruise that battered, but to like when you say a degree burn versus just got burnt by the iron.
Right.
To some degree,
Yeah,
if you want to give it a comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So, of course, the dictionary tells us injured by repeated blows or punishment, having suffered repeated violence from a spouse, partner, or parent, damaged by age and repeated use, or shabby. Wow.
It's like just imagine every time you make a mistake, you get hit on the side of your ribs. Every time you make a mistake, and repeatedly, that's battered. That same spot. You know, when your parent, when your mom or daddy used to hit you in that same spot and it hurt, every lick hurts. Like it get worse and worse and worse, battered. And you look in the mirror like, am I gonna still make it till tomorrow? Like, ooh.
Man, I don't even want to sit down.
Man.
I'm standing up. Boy, get in that bed. All right, mama. I'm laid up against the wall with a pillow, comfortable, standing up with cover.
Yeah.
Hurting, because she done battered my behind. Yeah. Being battered, man, ain't nothing but being hitting the bruise the same, hitting in that same exact bruise multiple times.
You can be charged with battery just for somebody touching you, unwillful touch. If somebody touch you and you don't want it, that's considered simple battery. So if one person is the person that gets simple battery, then the other person got to be the battered, the one that's battered.
Correct. And so the third one, and I'm running through them because they're gonna all kind of run together. That's pretty much, And the third one would be beaten.
No
You
comment.
just said battered.
No
Battered
comment.
is being beaten. Bruises come from being beaten and battered. They all run hand in hand. And so I said that to say this. If you feel as though life has beaten you, bruised you, battered you, whether it be a relationship, somebody you've been with, it don't even have to be like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Relationship could be you and your parent, you and your siblings. Because keep in mind, all relationships do have value. All relationships sometimes are not what you were speaking on, bro, yoked equally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we think of that, we always think about a relationship as far as with a spouse or a partner. But when you understand that relationship can be those of a connection with you and your siblings, you and your cousins, or whoever it may be, that's a relationship, But long story short, if in fact you are experiencing any form of being battered, beaten, or bruised, I would just want to encourage you to push through the pain. And so those examples would be, sometimes there are people that we know or that we hear about when they share their story, it's after the storm, you know what I mean? And so that's your reason for pushing through the pain, because there's somebody back there that you gotta go, you gotta go help get out of there, which is why we having these moments and these sessions so that we can pull people out of what the perception of the reality of what it actually appears to be. Again, speaking things into existence. Yeah, we've been battered, bruised, beaten. We've been instilled. We've been, conditioned.
Bamboozled.
All that. Hoodwinked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a democracy. But, let's quit. But the point of the matter is, all I'm saying is, we can't dwell on that. As Bro Cam told us, you got to figure out what your why is. And I'm not saying expound on the why I'm going through the pain, why I'm being beaten, why I'm bruised. I'm saying, why are you taking it? Or why aren't you, why should I move? That's the why I need you to look for, And so when we think about that, think about when we go to our jobs. I know sometimes I be like, man, this job got me beat. Y'all ever said something like that? You ever feel like the job got you overwhelmed, overworked, and underpaid?
And as soon as you leave there, you still got to deal with life.
That part, you know what I'm saying? And just keep in mind, not only are you you got to go deal with life, you take that baggage that you was supposed to leave 8 hours to and bring it out with you. You know what I mean? And so even going through those moments, we got to understand that we're not the only one. And I just love to expound on y'all, not picking on y'all, Bro Greg and Bro T, well, Bro G and Bro T. I love to, like, my hat, again, go off to y'all. Like, mentally, y'all are strong. Y'all don't realize the strength that you actually exhibit, right? You don't realize the strength you guys actually exhibit, but just y'all pushing through the pain. I say pain simply because that's discomforting, being in a chair when you know you once could walk. You know what I mean? That's discomforting that you were always independent to some degree. Now you're dependent, right? To a kid that's being bullied, you know. Speak up, speak out, be heard.
Defend yourself.
That part. You don't have to be battered. You don't have to be bruised. You know, you don't have to be beaten. It's all about what we accept. And so with life, give us some examples of those moments where you've actually felt beaten, Cam.
Oof, where do I start? My mama. No, I'm playing.
Boy,
my daddy,
crazy.
my auntie, my granny, no. But where I feel like I've been beaten, man, I'm gonna say in the beginning of my college career, I was lost as a freshman. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go to in life. I just felt like I had to keep pushing. Like, I had to keep going on through my journey, but I didn't know where my destination was. So it's like every time I made, every time I looked around, I kept getting beat with something. Like, you had to have this assignment done, you had to have this done, you had to do this, you had to do that. But it's like every time I kept getting beaten, I started thinking, is this really necessary? Is this really the route that I'm trying to take? Like, do I really have to sit here and take these licks? No. I had to actually find out what my purpose was, because we always pushing for purpose. I had to find out, exactly why am I here to build? Like, what am I building off of? So it's like, once you keep getting beatings, and this go from the child that's 2 to the 80-year-old person that's getting beaten by life, like, when you keep getting beatings, eventually you're gonna move. You're gonna get out the way. You're gonna stop getting them licks.
Or you gonna grab that belt?
You better not grab that belt.
Don't grab the belt.
No, Betty. No, I got you. If you grab that belt, be prepared for whatever comes right after that. Okay, it's just like life. If you grab that belt, best believe whatever happens after that, get ready for it.
Take your lick.
That's it.
Take your
That's
lick.
it.
So out of the 3 B's, bro, give us an example where anyone could have possibly applied to you. Can you use a story to actually encourage the people as to when you were in that predicament? That
I got one where that bruised my mental.
Mm.
You understand? I got a mental bruise, man, and I'm like I'm living through that mental bruise every day. I still don't know why, but hey, I mean, I don't know why I got shot. I that's a mental bruise for me.
Mm.
I'm steady pondering, like, man, I'm steady trying to figure out what happened. Why did this happen, and why was I the person that it happened to? Out of everything and everybody that I was hanging around,
how many of y'all was in the room? Or in the house or whatever?
it was 6 of us.
Okay.
Ooh.
It was 6 of us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, like, only me. It's a guy, my best friend was standing right here, like my shoulder, and the bullet missed him and went into the wall after piercing both of my lungs. I don't understand why. That's a mental bruise for me. But then again,
That's
Like, man,
mental,
my story ain't
physical.
my story. You know what I'm saying, man? My story ain't my story just because I don't know why it happened or I don't know. I don't understand it, man. Man, I bet I don't stop.
What you ain't gonna stop?
Man, grinding.
What you ain't
man?
gonna stop?
I ain't gonna
Why would I stop?
never stop grinding.
Why would I stop?
It's a bruise. I was bruised, beaten, and battered. Mentally,
Triple
physically, every day. You hear me? I go through that like depression hide under a smile. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bruised, battered, and beaten every day. But the thing about it is, I know, man, this ain't my story. So it's got a kid that just got shot in the same building, in the same hospital that I was in, and confused. The initial wake up time when you realize you wake up and you can't move them legs, bro. Man, look. You say you strong. You say, man, I don't worry about nothing, me, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm built for it tough, man. Take you one of these 4-wheel things. Take away your legs. Matter of fact, put so much heavy weight on your legs to where you can't move them. And go throughout the day. Glue your feet to a wheelchair paddle. You understand me? I'm just saying, just giving it just like an example. You know what I'm saying? Glue your feet to the wheelchair paddle, and you'll feel yourself just trying to lift your feet up all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's hard.
Right.
And you seeing everybody else just lollygag around.
So tell me this. You just expressed that you wasn't gonna stop grinding. You just expressed you didn't know why. But you expressed that your story wasn't for you. And we ain't find the why.
Yeah, that was gonna be the last part. You
That
may
was the
not
why?
understand. You may not understand the why, but to comprehend the why on someone else's behalf,
Right.
you understand me? Like, okay, this happened to you, so it wouldn't happen to your brother.
Think about it like this.
You know what I'm saying?
Instead of saying why, say why not.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know, why Lord, like why me? Why not you? Like, think about it. You know, like things do not happen in life for specific reasons without a specific answer, if that makes sense.
Bro,
Like,
say, man, things in life don't happen to you, they happen for you.
exactly. And like every time a trial or tribulation, when you get beat or battered or bruised, you can't think of it as a like, well, this happened, now what? You got to think of it as, okay, maybe this that happened to me wasn't for me. Maybe it was because I'm supposed to save somebody else. Maybe I'm supposed to help somebody else, you know, get through it because, like, not to make this all about me, but ever since my mom died, I've literally had 2 or 3 other friends that have had their parents die, and they literally, the moment it happened, they came straight to me because they was like, Cam, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you keep your sanity?
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, maybe because that happened to me, maybe I was a reason to keep them sane. Keep them sane, sorry, y'all. To keep them sane.
Why we gotta put maybe before it? Why can't it just be?
Nothing is ever guaranteed.
I think sometimes we use maybe, man, because we really don't know, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know if it happened to me to tell somebody or if I was tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did this happen to me, man? Or, man, well, was I tripping? Maybe this did happen to me to tell somebody else.
I know,
man,
I thought about
man,
that
to
after-
me, man.
After many
I may be
months,
tripping,
like,
cause man, you know what I'm saying? Cause like what you just experiencing the loss of your mother. You know what I'm saying? To me, my grandmother was my mother. You know, and to me, my grandmother was my mother. But you know, a loss is a loss, and I had to help a lot of people through losing their loved ones. So you know, it don't happen to you; it happen for you.
Yeah. Well, and that's to expound on the topic, you know, pushing past the pain, simply because it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. And so if it happened for you, that means you were set up for the come up, right? You were set up for the level up. You were set up for the, you know what I'm saying, all that you desiring, although you're battered, you're beaten, you're bruised. You might be distorted in your mental. You may be experiencing paranoia simply because you're trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But when you realize or accept the fact that it didn't happen to you and that it happened for you, that should be some form of empowerment, encouragement, enough to even share with others. I appreciate you, for even sharing that. A lot of people don't know because we don't have a visual for them to actually see your day-to-day, you know what I mean? But hearing it, will make them understand why you stand firmly on what you believe, simply because of that experience of being beaten, battered, or bruised. What about you, bro G? A situation you want to expound on where you were beaten, battered, or bruised, and you had to push through?
I would just say the same, being in a wheelchair, just having to push through that in that situation.
And so, being that you would use that same one, where is it that you keep that drive to keep pushing? Because again, let's just be clear. The word tells us that I'm going to believe the report of the Lord. Y'all receive reports of doctors that said you may not ever walk again. Bro T ended up making history as far as being shot in his capacity and being able to walk. Or are you going to settle for what they say? Or are you going to stand on what you really believe as far as pushing through the pain of discomfort, the pain of having to flip over at night, the pain of, having to shift your legs, the pain of having to pick up your chair, move your chair, take your chair, the pain of just not being able to, as you say, what we consider normal. Just the idea of being faced with that every day, What are you going to believe to continue? What do you believe?
Whose report will you believe?
I'd say just on the day-to-day, you believe a whole bunch of different things. Sometimes you don't even know. You just go. If it's in you to go, you just go.
I feel like when it comes to pushing, there's abbreviation of pray until something happens. Some people use prayer to push. Some people use pain to push, because people think that if you use your pain to push yourself, then you crazy. But it's not that they're crazy. It's just a point of they want to see how far can they go. They have the mental, because we can't see physically people's pain and people's passion. It's like if we automatically be like, okay, Lady Hurricane, I want you to run 100 miles, and you be like, psh, I got that. We gonna think of it as no, because we don't know what you can do. We don't know how far you push yourself to do it.
We just go off statistics.
Exactly. And we can't always have that mentality of, no, you can't. No, negativity don't really get you anywhere. It never got anyone anywhere. So it's like you have to continue to push yourself. Like, okay, you say I can't, but I'm going to go ahead and prove it to you. Because if you think about it, for most of our life, we always get told, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Do you know how many people that has stopped from moving, from their, reaching their goals and their potential because they listen to other people say no? Instead of being pushed, they were stopped. You okay, well, if you were being pushed to actually make your goals work, then think about how far can you go. Think about you making that 100-round mile work for you. You just got to push. And it always start with your team. Never let no one who's not bringing food to your table eat. And that's simple.
I guess it's more so the perspective you give it in. And I say that because You know, I was the one that always said, when I get that bread, I'm going to make sure everybody fed. You know, so you just got to determine and know who your Judas at your table.
Ooh-wee.
You don't stop them from eating, because even Judas was one of his. You feel me?
That's true.
And even Judas had a part to play. And so I tell them all the time on the job, you know, it's okay. Guess what? Everybody got a position and a title to hold. If you a hater, what you gonna do?
Hate.
If you a liar, what you gonna do?
Lie.
If you a cheater, what you gonna do? Cheat. All I'm saying is everybody got a position to hold. And so it's not for us to put the magnifying glass on them and deny them of food, because we know one thing. There's one thing that everybody needs, and that's food. So we won't deny them to eat at the table, Cam. But
all right. I guess they gonna eat with the kids or something. They ain't eating at my table.
Yeah, okay. But look,
They can still eat,
hey,
but,
you
you
can
know,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You entitled to how you feel, honestly, you know. But of course, pushing through the pain, us being a great experience, going through great experiences, bad experiences, however you want to label those particular experiences, just saying push through the pain, because in our reality, we all are destined for greatness. We all destined for purpose. And until you actually, you know, figure out that purpose, you got to continue to push. You know, it's no different than a mom after 9 months, if she don't deliver early. After 9 months, and it's not a C-section, her task when she's in that delivery room is to deliver. You know what I mean? And so with that delivery, it's going to be some pushing. It's going to be some pulling. It's going to be some stretching. It's going to be some pain. It's going to be some bruises. It's going to, you feel me? All that. But on the other side of pain, there is joy. And so, of course, I just want to expound a little bit on if you have heard of the show on Netflix called All American. Yeah, I like that little show. But what stuck with me was when Spencer was doing the interview with the reporter, and he had replied one of his favorite quotes, you know, and the quote, that's what stuck with me. It states, "Tackle your problems, block out your fears, always finish up strong." And so with that being said, the assistance and everything that Spencer experienced, he was always the better person, even though life was throwing him them lemons. He made lemonade, you know. Here it is, he was trying to figure out why. He was expounding on why. But when he changed his why, you know, that what he was expounding, his why began to be, you know, to finish up strong. He started to bring out the principles and the morals. And so in order to push through the pain, you're going to have to find you some encouraging words. You're going to have to find you some encouraging people, some encouraging music. You know, it's been a lot of violence that's taken place in our communities regarding the music industry and those that are on media regarding whether it's, you know, an artist as far as on TV or whatever it may be. And so experiencing all this and just knowing the power in words and just knowing the things that we say as an artist. Not saying that I'm you know, degrading anybody or anything, but let's just be conscious of what we say. Not only about ourselves, but to those that are around us. Because in our reality, if you don't love, then you hate. If we're building to prosper for the year 2021, we said to overcome this mind state, this state that we're in currently, we said that it was going to take love to evolve the situation, remember? And so in saying that, you know, I'm just going to close with a few words, you know what I'm saying? 9/11, it's an emergency. Wound so deep may need a surgery. Heartache, heartbreak, havoc every day. Sad to say, this is an urgency. All over the world, people are hurting, you see? Meaning you're not the only one. We all hurting. Whether, you know, you're black, you're white.
You heard the bars?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
It's all good. I'm going to run it back one more time.
Do it
9/11, it's an emergency. Wound so deep may need a surgery. Heartache, heartbreak, havoc every day. Sad to say, this is an urgency. All over the world, people are hurting, you see. I ended it with a question. Basically, I want you to identify that it's not just you. And even though you may feel alone, as Bro G told us, you're not alone, you're carried.
Like Michael told us.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not alone, you're carried. You know, you have support. Be willing to embrace, you know. And for those of you not only looking for support, sometimes be a support, you know. And so, again, push through the pain, and the way that you do it is to continue to tackle your problems, block out your fears, and always finish up strong. Push through pain.